Next up, I'd like to introduce Steve Marshall from Peninsula Avocados. Steve is a pioneer of growing and marketing cool climate avocados on the Mornington Peninsula. So we're going to give him 6 minutes and 42 seconds to tell us how it's done. Welcome Steve.
Right, my name's Steve Marshall, here to talk about cool climate avocados, not the picture you're seeing right here, which is called extreme avocados. That is snowed on a tree in 2005 on the Mornington Peninsula. Most of the talk is going to be based around Hass avocados, because that's what we grow, that's what the market's being pushed to sell to consumers. That's where all the advertising by the industry bodies is all about, educating people about Hass. Now, avocados are grown all across Australia, as you'll see on this map, from the Atherton tablelands all the way across down to Pemberton, but they forgot to put the Mornington Peninsula on there. I am working towards doing that. They're now also being grown in Tasmania. A mate of mine from WA moved to Tassie and retired and said he wasn't going to grow them, and now he's got 400 trees, and he was on Landline a couple of weeks ago. This map of the peninsula, the X's are where I've set up plantations. Most of them are for clients. The couple near Main Ridge is our pack house and our family farm as well. Ignore the scale. I had the US map was about the best one that actually showed the peninsula, which is a bit embarrassing. We look after 5,000 trees across 50 acres. Here we go. The original superfood. You know, if you look at it, you'll see all the benefits of growing avocados. I actually hate them, don't eat them, can't stand them. Everyone has tried. Your best guacamole dish fails on me, guaranteed. It's a textural issue. All right, if you want to grow avocados, you need lots of this. Water. 20,000 trees per tree per season is what we work on. It's got to be very good quality, less than 300 parts salt. The main reason for the lot of water is that they're an evolved rainforest tree. They're pretty lazy. They're used to it raining at 3 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon every day. So hence you've got to put a fair bit of water on to keep them happy. This is a picture of a young plantation. If you'll notice, they're mounded to improve drainage. Weed control, they have a surface root structure, so any weeds around them will compete and slow your growth. You'll also see the tree guards around them that we have on there for the first couple of years. That's just to give them a bit of a flying start. These are 3-year-old trees. You do get fruit off them in 3 years. At 7 years is a myth. You can do it in 3 years. So yes, you can. Also here you'll notice there are mini sprinklers that we use for irrigation under each tree. Put out about 50 litres an hour of water. We also do a lot of fertilising and fertigating through the irrigation system, probably about 80% of the fertilising. This is a full-grown grove. Looks nice, pain to manage. Hard to get tractors down there. Once fruit's off, you've got to pick it off the ground with a cherry picker. It costs you 4 times the amount it does than to pick it at ground level, which we're now moving towards closer spacings and keeping trees more well pruned. This is a tree in full flowering here. This is in late October to early November. You'll notice we've got hives there. We bring in rental bees to help us. And just a thing, avocado trees put 40% of their carbohydrate they generate into a year into flowering. And they will sacrifice leaves and themselves to flower. Now here we actually have a native wasp visiting a flower here. Now I'll get this wrong, but basically avocado flowers open for 2 days. There's A-type and B-type trees. A-type open in the morning, male, and then the flowers open on the second day in the afternoon, female. So that picture back there was a female flower. Here we have the very small fruit. You can just see them at the top there, still very susceptible to all manner of weather conditions. We had a 44-degree day between Christmas and New Year's last year, took out all our crop for this year across every property. So I'm having a bit of a holiday this year. This one here, this is the end goal. This is what we're trying to achieve. Nice, beautiful looking fruit. You'll notice down the bottom right-hand corner there's some flowers. We end up with 2 crops on the tree at once, making it very hard to manage pruning because you've got to take off fruit. But basically our avocados, when they're ready to pick, have been on the tree for 14 months, which is very different to Queensland where your fruit can be off in 6 to 8 months. Now, trees do die, and regularly. They're very hard trees to grow. This tree here is suffered from a disease called verticillium wilt. Goes across many crops, but basically it's like the tree got the flu, and usually doesn't kill them, but they usually recover. But Phytophthora is our major issue, which is related to drainage. Now, they love organic material. Again, evolved from a rainforest, so they're used to deep leaf litter there, which is decomposing organic material. This is a compost from Melbourne green waste bins, comes through a company that composts it. It's actually organically rated. We put half a cubic metre of this on per tree every second year. Here we go. Now we're into fruit production. This is some of our old packaging from 2 years ago. The only reason I used this one was the best photo I had that sort of showed the fruit across all the trays. Better catch up to where I'm actually at myself. Industry is 5.5 kilo tray, so you end up with trays of all different sizes of fruit, like counts 18s up to 28s, equaling 5.5 kilos. This is our fruit machine. It tips a 400 kilo bin into a creek feed conveyor, which then goes into a washing and polishing line. No waxing. That's the fruit coming out of the machine there, about to head into the grader. The grader is a 2-lane weight sizing grader. We can pack about 52,000 fruit in a day is our record on this machine with 8 people in the pack house. The computer will deliver a particular size of fruit to a rotating accumulating bin like this, where we have someone who is visually sorting the fruit from premium grade, class 1, class 2, and then rejects. Once they've finished packing that tray, they'll push it forward and you can see a conveyor there. That conveyor then moves down to this end of the line where they go through a secondary quality inspection, and then the lids, that's our new packaging there, which you can have a look at over the back there. The lids are folded down, so we know that one's, oh here it is, we know they've been inspected, but one bad fruit in that tray can knock you down $2 a tray across a pallet of 168, that's $320. So we are absolutely keen on doing this. This is the part I like with all the trays, because this is when I actually count the fruit. Because I don't count them when they're on the tree, because Mother Nature can come along. When they're in the box, they're pretty secure that not much is going to go wrong on the way to market. So yeah, this is pretty much my favourite kit. We stack them 20 high, so that's 160 on a pallet, weighing about 900 kilos. Last slide. This was from the high prices last year. This is from an ABC story of a cafe, of a fruit shop in Sydney, and that's a nice sign to see from a grower's point of view that they're worth more than the cash they hold, or as much as the cash they hold in the till. So anyway, thank you very much.